Good evening, basketball fans. Welcome live here at the Xinzhuang Gymnasium in Chinese Taipei. We are now in the city of New Taipei, as indeed the first fixture of Group B of the BCL Asia East. Tonight, New Taipei Kings, our hosts, will be taking on High-Tech Basketball Club of Thailand. Well, again, a very warm welcome. The second game day of this window, and what an opportunity it's been so far for the 8 teams competing for 2 positions to try and make it to the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia. New Taipei Kings, the debutants of this window, they'll be playing 3 games, and they'll start tonight here against High-Tech Basketball Club. Well, the other games, they'll be going on Tuesday and Wednesday against Android and the Broncos. But tonight, their opponents, the #1 team in Thailand. And of course, big exciting things are happening for Thai basketball, but can they test themselves against the TPPL's #1 team? We'll find out very shortly. Well, so far in all these windows, we've seen all the teams in Group A, but tonight we'll get our first taste of what it's like in Group B. And a lot of expectations. Again, welcome everybody live here at the Xinzhuang Gymnasium in New Taipei City of Chinese Taipei. Well, these fans, of course, very passionate fans in Chinese Taipei, and they'll be expecting big things from their teams. Everybody rocking into the building, getting ready for Asia's #1 basketball competition here on the continents. Indeed, this tournament was known as the FIBA Asia Champions Cup, but it's back, it's bigger, it's better. It is the BCL Asia East. Well, if you are new to this tournament, 2 groups of 8 teams, 5 windows, and then a final 4 to decide which 2 teams will book their tickets. As I mentioned, the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia. Well, the BCL was a dream that began in 2016 in Europe, and after 9 magnificent seasons, it's now spread its influence to the Americas, and now here in Asia in season number 2. Well, getting it set to introduce the key players, I should say, of High-Tech Basketball Club, the #1 team in Thailand. Well, the first player to come out, of course, is Emmanuel Chinedu Ijesu. But again, there's a lot of Thai national team players coming out to the lineup. Well, Frederick Leash, one of their key players, 36 years young, a veteran player, of course, but the one you want to look out for is number 5, Moses Morgan. Of course, now playing in Japan, and a heavy fan favorite here in Chinese Taipei. Well, it's an interesting return for team captain Chanatip Chakrawan, one of the key players for the Thai national team. He did play here in Chinese Taipei. This team, of course, coached by the great Kanawat Lert Lauko, assisted by the man Eduardo Torres, an infamous coach who spent a lot of time coaching in the Spanish ACB. But tonight, the plan is to get this team qualified and to get off to a good start, but it's going to be one hell of a challenge. As mentioned, the New Taipei Kings, a lot of expectations, a lot of talent within this team, and no doubt they'll be coming here inspired from their home crowd. Well, time to look at the superstars here for New Taipei Kings. And interesting about this team, they have a lot of veteran players. Well, there's Chris Johnson, former NBA player. Briefly played with the Boston Celtics back in 2011, where he was teammates with Shaquille O'Neal and Paul Pierce. Well, Lee Kai-yen as well, another veteran player, 31 years of age. Oh, here comes the tank, number 11, Wang Po-Chu. Well, call him Big Baby, call him the tank, but he is going to be a force to be reckoned with this evening. Well, number 13, Lu Chengju was a part of that Chinese Taipei national team, along with that man, number 24, the captain, Hong Chu-shan. Both players defeated the Chinese national team at the 2013 FIBA Asia Cup. Well, there is Jason Washburn, standing at 210 centimeters. Head coach of the New Taipei Kings, Ryan Marchand, assisted by the great Thomas Wisman. Well, these 2 teams getting ready for action now. We're moments away from tip-off, just over 5 minutes. Remember, the first window for Group B here in BCL Asia East. Well, it's going to be exciting action, to say the least. And if you are watching this game live on FIBA's official YouTube platform, please hit that like button, subscribe to FIBA on YouTube, and make sure you follow BCL Asia East on all social media platforms. Well, there are 3 referees for tonight's game. We have 3 of the very best coming from Oman, Korea, and India. Well, from India, we have Imran Ali Baig. From Korea, we have Kyung Wan Lee. And from Oman, we have Issam Al Siabi. A big thank you to our officials. They've done a magnificent job in all of our competitions, and they will continue to do so here tonight for the opening game of Group B here in BCL Asia East. Well, our commissioner and technical delegate for tonight's game is indeed Mr. Kim Byung-gun. Well, exciting time here for Chinese Taipei basketball. 2 teams across 2 groups representing 2 different leagues, the Plus League and the TPBL. Well, we'll take a look at the starting lineups very soon, and we will begin with the visitors. High-Tech Basketball Club, history, of course, trying to be made for Thai basketball. They have made great monumental lengths. Of course, very disappointing for the national team not to qualify for the 2025 FIBA Asia Cup. But now they can focus on club basketball, and they can do that here in BCL Asia East. Well, when you are the new team on the block, a lot of expectation, but Frederick Leash will be in the backcourt along with Atabang Lilai Pipai Kul. And of course, Janatip Jakarwan, a heavy fan favorite who has featured across many FIBA Asia Cup windows. Michael Anthony Singletary, along with Emmanuel Ejesu. It's quite a big lineup High-Tech Basketball are going to go out with tonight. The question is, will they be able to maintain the size as well as the speed of New Taipei Kings? Well, again, there is their head coach, the man who's going to lead them on the way, Coach Kanawat Litlakul. Well, now is the time to make history for Thai basketball, and what better way to do it with the team, #1 pro team in Thailand. But now let's turn our attentions to New Taipei Kings. Well, Lee Kai-Yen will be in the backcourt along with legendary Hung Shu-shun, number 24. Michael Lefebvre will also be in the backcourt, while Jason Washburn and Su Shuxuan will also be in the lineup. Well, that means Chris Johnson will be coming off the bench. A lot of options Coach Ryan Machi could go with, but they've got to take care of home court advantage. The one disadvantage of being a home team here in BCL Asia East, you've got to play 2 more games than the visiting teams. But one thing they'll take solace for is knowing they've got the home crowd behind them. Well, there's head coach Ryan Machen. Started with this team in 2021, and now in his 4th season. Well, he's built great foundations. A basketball team such as New Taipei Kings. Magnificent support, magnificent organization, and now indeed is the time for them to make history. Well, number 5, Chris Johnson, as we mentioned, former NBA player, started in the G League back in 2010-11. Because he came to Chinese Taipei, started with Taipei Fubon Braves. If you ever get a chance to speak to him, I mean, he absolutely loves life. I mean, this is a basketball country, a basketball city. They love basketball here in Chinese Taipei. But for them, it's about getting the job done and making sure that they qualify, indeed, for the 2025 BCL Asia. Well, as mentioned, BCL Asia East, it's the road, the pathway. 8 teams, 2 groups, a total of 24 games, 5 windows, and then a Final 4. But only 2 teams will make their way. Well, the saying here in New Taipei for these players is indeed to defend the Crown City. That's what they like to call it. Of course, we're not quite in the center of the city of Taipei. We're in actually the metropolitan area of New Taipei. Well, you got to get a feeling tonight's game is going to be a battle of the bigs, post-interior defense. But knowing New Taipei Kings, a very meticulous, organized basketball team that definitely like to play in the open transition. Well, again, one final time, welcome everybody live here in Chinese Taipei. This is the BCL Asia East. Players now entering the court. So now we're going to get the first game of Group B underway. Well, we've had some magnificent performances, some exciting finishes in Group A. Will Group B supply us with the same exhilarating excitement? That's what we're going to find out tonight. Well, Well, magnificent opportunity for both coaches to really put their clubs on the international match. Remember, this tournament was known as the FIBA Asia Champions Cup. The last time we had it was in 2019. And after a short break, it's back, it's bigger, it's better. It is the BCL Asia East. Let's get this one underway. High-Tech Basketball Club getting the first possession. Well, maintaining the energy of this game very early on is going to be key for them. He's trying to come off a double screen. Kicks this one out, finds Janitip Jakarwan. Three is up. Well, that's not a traditional shot for the big man, especially when you see him play for his national team. Because he's one of the few players for High-Tech that has experience playing here in Chinese Taipei. Oh, just way too easy. Fighting Jay Washburn. And gets the opening 2 points for New Taipei Kings. Well, the assist coming from Hung Shushan. Legendary Chinese Taipei player had that infamous victory against the Chinese national team in 2013. Three-pointer goes missing here for High-Tech. Now they want to go a handoff. Washburn, they wanted the pace. Now buries a three-pointer. And that's one thing New Taipei Kings have to do is get this home crowd into the game. Jesu now trying to post up. Jakarwan looking for a handout, finding Leash. Spacing quite an issue at the moment here for High-Tech. They get it open, and Jakarwan going in for the offensive rebound. Well, he's unable to secure it, but High-Tech will get it back. Well, that's what they need from Janitip Jakarwan. Be a presence battling for second chance points and offensive rebounds. Well, again, welcome everybody watching live on FIBA's international YouTube platform. Remember, hit that like button and subscribe to FIBA on YouTube, as well as follow BCL Asia on Instagram, X, and Facebook. Jakarwan, final seconds, pump fakes, wide open off the dribble. Still can't finish. The Jesu offensive board gets rejected. Well, Washburn didn't need to leave the ground. And now they go for another three. A bit of a quick offense there. High-Tech still looking for their first points. Almost 2 minutes, but can they get a three-pointer? And nothing flying in at the moment. Well, here's where they need patience from Kaiyan Lee. Kaiyan Lee going in, avoids the block, but a foul's going to be called. So 2 free throws coming up for New Taipei Kings number 9. Lots of hesitation, finds the opening, and the help side defense way too slow to react. Well, that's going to be another test of a difference between these two teams. How effectively can their backcourt get inside the paint? Well, he stands at 182 centimeters, very explosive backcourt player with his experience. Of course, it's going to be a big difference for them when playing in the TPPL to now competing here in BCL Asia East. He converts the second free throw. Just over 2 minutes in High-Tech. Well, they turn it over. Good defense. Now that should go to New Taipei Kings because High-Tech would have to avoid getting an 8-second violation. Now remember, no reset of the 24. It's only going to go to 14. Washburn looking for a handoff. Down the middle, goes in, finds a big fella. And it's just way too easy for the New Taipei Kings. Getting inside the paint. The assist coming from a FIBA. Jakarwan wants to go down the middle. There's a kick out. They'll go for an open three, but still can't connect. One second time lucky maybe, and finally getting one to drop. Oh, huge bucket from Atapang Lee Lai Fipaikut. Well, that's what they need to do, but they cannot live and die from the three-point tonight. New Taipei Kings trying to make the defense collapse. One-legged fadeaway. Are you kidding me? Well, FIBA just went a little bit of Dirk Nowitzki on that play. One-legged fadeaway. Finding Singletary. Singletary bumps in the air. That's a much more aggressive move Well, he's been settling for perimeter shots, but already here comes the new Taipei Kings. Washburn's wide open. And now FIBA filling mid-range. Singletary getting the rebound. 5-point deficit. Suffocated defense on the bull screen from new Taipei Kings. Leash finds Singletary, wide open. Got it! Cutting it down to a 2-point deficit. And High-Tech, at the moment, getting into that groove. There's going to be a lot more games for these two teams. Remember, windows in Thailand, windows in Mongolia. Patient passing. Now they get a 3 in the corner. 3 is up. FIBA battling for second chances, but now High-Tech can tie the game up. Maybe take the lead. Well, there's a 3. And nobody going in to contest for an offensive rebound. Well, FIBA pump fakes the pass, and in the end turns it over. That was just a little bit too predictable. High-Tech's defense reading that one to perfection. So Jesse trying to get the seal off. That keeps alive, can't finish. Another turnover. The new Taipei Kings have numbers, but they'll go for the mid-range. Transition, extending it to a 2-possession lead. Well, neatly tucked away again by Lee Kai-yen. 5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Just trying to make something happen here with Jakowak. Goes in. Oh, he misses the wide open layup. But nobody from new Taipei Kings crashing the boards.
13.
Kings now looking for a patient offense. Sue left wide open. High-Tech happy to see them keep taking the threes if they're not going to convert. And now Singletary. Only goes for another deep three. The 3 is up. And Jesse just bullies his way in. And the home crowd asking the question why no foul was called. Boy, Jesse's going to be a problem for the Kings if they can't keep him off the offensive rebounds. Well, it looks like he's going to go to the bench, take a breather. So checking into the game, Moses Morgan and Ryan Watkins. Well, Moses Morgan currently playing in the Japanese B-League. Quite an experienced player. Also does represent the Thailand national team. Sideline possession coming up here for the Kings. Both teams locked in at 12 apiece. What the Kings cannot afford to do here at home is get too complacent in the opening game of BCL Asia East. Remember, they got to play 2 more games after this one. No foul called. Michael FIBA down low, finds Big Baby, but gets rejected. There's a 3 in the corner. While Chris Johnson, along with Big Baby, the tank subbing into the game. That is Wang Po Chu. Singletary goes for another 3. Can't get it. But now Morgan, left wide open, hit by one, giving High-Tech the 3-point lead. And a timeout's going to be called by the new Taipei Kings. As for the first time this evening here in the first quarter with 3:45 to go, they find themselves down. Well, we'll try to go down to the benches to hear what Coach Ryan Marchin has to say, but I think one thing he's going to demand from his players is to be a little bit more creative in their offense. Well, Singletary's been firing, a lot of attempts tonight, but, there's the offensive rebound we talked about. Kings can't afford to give those away. And if it's one area, High-Tech definitely has the advantage, size and physicality. Well, the home crowd has been magnificent, whether it's the new Taipei Kings or indeed Taiyuan Paiyan Pilots, live here in Chinese Taipei. But I got to tell you, this country, it is a basketball country. The atmosphere has been incredible. Well, 3-point lead to High Tech Basketball Club. Of course, it's #1 in Thailand versus #1 in Chinese Taipei's TPBL. Well, a bit of full court pressure. Johnson comes up with it, kicks out. Three in the corner, levels things up. Big time three. Well, the three beautifully tucked away by Yo Chuqian. Well, here's where the game just starts to kick into flavor a little bit more. Both teams getting good looks from the perimeter. And now Singletary finding a handoff. There's a penetration. And again, easy buckets inside the paint. Well, neatly tucked away, finding Ryan Watkins wide open. It's now veteran Hong Shishan put under pressure, but a foul is going to be called. So 3:04 to go here in the first quarter. Well, there's the experience. 12 years ago, that man was a part of the Chinese Taipei national team that infamously defeated China, that had Yi Jianlian, Wang Zhizhi, and many greats from the CBA. But it was Chinese Taipei with this man in the backcourt. Well, if you want to know some of his infamous teammates, Quincy Davis. Also, the likes of arguably Chinese Taipei's greatest player of all time, which many fans are still debating, Lin Chuqie, the Beast. Converts both free throws. Both teams still locked in apiece. Well, change coming in as Atapang Lilafi Patkul will sub out of the game. He'll take a breather. So another Thai national team player, Atakam Wangbun, subbing in for the first time. Morgan being heavily defended, gets his pocket picked. And now Kings looking to regain the lead. Lefebvre, dual step, finishes under intense pressure. But it all starts with the defense. High Tech turning it over half court. New Taipei Kings converting turnovers into transition buckets. Singletary splits a defense down the middle, goes in, but he's unable to convert the #1. Well, the foul is on Wang Po-Chi, Big Baby, or the Tank as they call him here in Chinese Taipei.
Kings number 11, Wang Po-Chi, pushing foul. Substitution, 光队请求换人.
Well, I know the fans here in Chinese Taipei like to call him the Tank, but I like to call him the Chinese Taipei Big Baby, so subbing into the game. Well, we talked about Hong Shishan being part of that infamous Chinese Taipei team back in 2013, but also this man, Lu Chung-ju, was also part of that Chinese Taipei team. Both free throws converted. Still locked in at 19 apiece, 2:29 to go. Chris Johnson. Ah, that's going to be a turnover. Yep. Taipei Kings just way too casual, trying to break down the full court pressure. High Tech looking to retake the lead for the second time. Not to come Wangbun. Oh, what a dive down low. Good basketball, but he can't finish. Lefebvre comes up with a rebound. The foul's going to be called against Natakam Wangbun, number 27. I'd say the area where High Tech basketball has been very good is getting into dangerous areas, especially inside the paint, but they've got to be able to finish under pressure. Lefebvre now under pressure, trying to find Johnson in the paint. Big Baby now playing on the perimeter, but Lefebvre goes for a deep three. Well, both teams getting good looks from the perimeter, not finding the consistency here in the first quarter. And a foul on Big Baby. Well, that's going to be a second personal foul, so I wonder if Coach Martin is going to think about taking him out of the game. High Tech again with Singletary. Looking to regain the lead. Goes baseline. There's a kick out. Leash wide open. Three. It's up. An offensive putback gets rejected. Side GM bye-bye. And Singletary comes up with a steal. Bit of contact, no foul called. Well, again, Good recovery on defense, but New Taipei Kings, too many unnecessary turnovers. And great defense by Big Baby, avoiding picking up his third personal foul. Wanbun now turning it over. Chen comes up with it. It's a 3-on-2 for New Taipei Kings. Lu kicks out, but they fail to capitalize. And Johnson, Butterfingers, but they still keep it alive. And now again, well, the basketball just so ecstatic at the moment. A foul is going to be called on Lu. So free throws coming up for Singletary. Well, both teams need to find a little bit more cool, calm, composed, active in their play. But it will be Singletary going to the free throw line here for High Tech Basketball Club. Remember, opening game for these two teams in BCL Asia East. Subbing into the game, Nakor and Jaisaduk, another Thai national team players. Fred Leash will go to the bench. Well, Michael Singletary currently at the free throw line. Standing at 192 centimeters. Converts both free throws. Former Texas Tech basketball player. You have to remember also former Taipei Fubon Braves player. So many Taipei Fubon Braves fans have come here tonight in New Taipei City to, just to see him play. Well, Chris Johnson, he'll find the three. It's up. Buries it from downtown. Well, big man. Giving them a 1-point lead. And that potentially could be a 2-for-1 for the Kings. But they need to stop here on defense. Moses Morgan finding Jaisaduk. Singletary. Now looking for the ISO. Spin. Out of control. Can't get it. But the putback point's good. And now Thepra. Final seconds. Trying to find Johnson. Johnson goes in. No foul called. But he steps out of bounds. Oh no, a foul's gonna be called on the ground. And I think that's the 15th foul. So it looks like, yeah, free throws coming up for Chris Johnson. The foul is on Amari Watkins. As Chris Johnson will head to the charity stripe. He's the man originally from Washington, D.C., United States of America, and as mentioned, briefly played with both the Portland Trail Blazers and the Boston Celtics. Because he came to Chinese Taipei in 2022 to start with the Taipei Fubon Braves. Second free throw, no good. High Tech comes up with it. Still a Thepra, but he's unable to make the three-pointer. And that is the end of the first quarter, where High Tech Basketball Club of Thailand lead by 1 in the opening game of Group B here in BCL Asia East. Well, we're going to take a look at some of the key stats, and then we'll look at some of the top highlights. But again, fans, if you are watching this game live on FIBA's official YouTube platform, please hit that like button, subscribe to FIBA on YouTube, and make sure you follow BCL Asia on all social media platforms, X, Instagram, and Facebook. Well, there are your stats from the game so far. Both teams 5 field goals from inside the rainbow. Both have 3 three-pointers, but it's been the perfect free throw shooting percentage that has done the difference to High Tech Basketball Club. We'll take a look at the highlights momentarily. Welcome back, basketball fans, live here in Chinese Taipei and New Taipei City at the moment here for the opening game of Group B of the BCL Asia East. But currently is a 1-point lead to High Tech Basketball Club of Thailand. And one area where they've dominated this game has indeed been the rebounds. Only one rebound for the King, or offensive rebound for the King. 9 offensive boards for High Tech Basketball Club. Well, we saw the stats of these two teams. Both teams very equal with buckets inside the paint as well as three-point attempts. It's been the free throws that has separated these two teams. Well, Jaisanuk comes off a screen, can't finish. Hung with a rebound. The veteran leader here in the backcourt, looking to push. That's another unforced turnover, one too many so far here for the Kings. They need to learn how to defend home court advantage here in BCL Asia East, because remember, they'll want to be one of the 2 teams that qualify for the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia, as Watkins struggling off the pick and pop. Well, Washburn also back in the game here for the new Taipei Kings. He'll fire a 3. He's made one tonight. He makes another one. Well, he's leading the way at the moment. The bow and arrow from downtown. Two-point lead currently to the Kings. Jaisanuk finding Morgan. He'll pull up off the dribble. Johnson secures a rebound. Kings looking to extend their lead. As again, Washburn finds Johnson. Johnson's made 1-3, high release again. Get your umbrellas out. It is raining threes here in New Taipei City. Well, Johnson already 2 field goals, and they've all come from the perimeter. And that's a good way for the Kings to start the second quarter of play. But now Jaisanuk, he'll fire another one. Both teams going back and forth at each other. Welcome to the BCL Asia 3-point stock exchange market. The question is, who's going to have the higher interest rate from the perimeter? And now Johnson up against Jacqueline. Mid-range, simply automatic. 8 points for the former Boston Celtic. Keeping them ahead by 4 points. Now Muang Bung trying to run pick and roll, but he turns it over. New Taipei Kings have numbers. Tries to go in with the real step. Ball goes in and plays bully basketball. Lao Shi. Somebody call the headmaster, because Lin Chinpang is playing bully basketball. A timeout's going to be called by High Tech Basketball Club. And so far, it's a 6-point lead to the new Taipei Kings. 7:31 to go here in the second quarter. We'll try to head down to their bench. Well, there's a 3-pointer by Chris Johnson. 8 points so far in the game. Well, here again, Johnson got it by Janatip Chakrawan. And that high release almost impossible to defend. Oh, Jeremy Lin in the building. Linsanity. Kuka. What a Pangyo. What's up, baby? Remember his infamous time, NBA champion 2019 with the Toronto Raptors. But High Tech Basketball Club, they've got to turn this one around. Because at the moment, they're committing too many unnecessary turnovers, but the key difference right now, new Taipei Kings are converting those turnovers into transition points. Well, the one thing Coach Ryan Marchand won't want his team to do is take their foot off the pedal. He'll want to ensure that they keep maintaining this pressure going forward. Because a 6-point lead is not that big when you think about a team as good as High Tech Basketball Club. Watkins now looking for a handoff. High Tech's got to find something. Moses Morgan working a screen. Wow, turns it over. And now new Taipei Kings come up with it. Well, here's where they want to extend their lead even further. They must be calculating every offense. Chun Chun Nen goes down the middle. Oh my goodness! ISO mode by Chun Chun Nen. And even Lin Insanity loved that one. Oh, another turnover. Here we go. Here we go. He's going to have the bunnies on that one, but now extends it to a double-digit lead for the new Taipei Kings. High-Tech Basketball Club, they've got to have some composure here in the backcourt. Juan Bum pulls up off the dribble, and that's just not going to do it. Chung comes up with it. Finding Washburn. Again, simply way too easy. The Kings right now laying the throne down against High-Tech Basketball Club. Opening game for these two teams here in BCL Asia East. Second quarter has proven to be a disaster at the moment for the best team from Thailand. Wolfie now down the middle, goes into a teardrop. Offensive rebound. Jacek finds his third three and finally gets one. And now we'll just calm down the nerves for the High-Tech basketball players. Cutting it down to single digits. Well, Johnson's been on fire and again remains cooking. Third three of the game for CJ. Well, he's more infamously known for how well he flies in the air and just puts on a showcase, but I think everyone's forgot about how great of a three-point shooter he is. Jyston goes for a fadeaway. Again, the collective play from High-Tech Basketball Club, they've got to share the ball a bit more effectively. Washburn draws a foul. That's going to be on the ground. First foul committed here in the second quarter from either of these two teams. But a 12-point lead, two indeed. Well, to the new Taipei Kings. Triple change coming in for High-Tech. So Fred Leash subbing back into the game for the visitors at the moment. Baseline possession to the Kings. Johnson's been on fire. Chun now giving this one up. Finds Washburn. Under pressure, fadeaway. This guy is a certified walking bucket. And he looks at the VIP section. Well, I don't think he's going to miss tonight. 14 points. Jason Washburn is on fire. And Singletary responding with a bang.
17-point victory.
Kings quickly getting the ball inbound. Johnson finding Hung on a handoff. And here comes the pick and roll scenario. Hung pulls up for a quick three. And just like he did at the 2013 FIBA Asia Cup against China for Chinese Taipei. I mean, this guy won't miss. He won't miss. Well, the Kings really starting to cook it from the perimeter. Time winding down here on the shot clock. Singletary's got to make something happen. No foul called. But Washburn comes up with a rebound. The foul's going to be called on the ground. Well, the foul's called against High-Tech basketball players number 8. Atapang Lila Fi Batkul. Well, Chris Johnson subbing out the game. Lefebvre coming back into the lineup for the new Taipei Kings. 15-point lead with 4:01 to go here in the second quarter. Again, it's just becoming a regularity. New Taipei Kings going through the motions as now they extend their lead even further with 3:55, 17-point lead to the Kings of New Taipei City. Timeout called by High-Tech Basketball Club. We'll try to head down to their bench to hear what they have to say. But not a great start for the number 1 team from Thailand. Well, hello, welcome everybody watching live on FIBA's official YouTube platform. If you are watching this game, please hit that like button, subscribe to FIBA on YouTube, and follow BCL Asia on X, Instagram, and Facebook. Well, the home crowd definitely loving the occasion. Basketball here in Chinese Taipei, it's fair to say it's a national obsession. Everybody's coming to the building tonight. Well, Well, it's crazy to think at the end of the first quarter, High-Tech Basketball Club were leading by 1 point, but New Taipei Kings, well, they have just put on a masterclass from the three-point line. Currently 50%, 7 out of 14 from the perimeter. Well, they are being led by Jason Washburn with 14. Chris Johnson also has 11 points this evening. Well, they built the lead, but they don't want to take the foot off the pedal. Because as we've seen with High-Tech Basketball Club, this team is way too talented just to roll over this quickly. Freddie Leash looking for a post entry, finds Watkins. Heavily defended by Washburn. Goes for a tough contested move, count finish. And Jacqueline again contesting for offensive boards, but then inadvertently throws that one out of bounds. But that's what they need from Janatip Jacqueline, the Thai national team player. A three-pointer for the Kings will make it a 20-point ball game. Washburn with 14. Now going up against Watkins, spins, turns. Well, that's much better defense, forcing Washburn into a tough contested play. But High-Tech trying to play quickly. Leash thinks about going for the three. Singletary demanding the bull screen for Watkins. Now going back to the big man. The three is up. And it rolls its way in and goes to the bottom of the net. Well, the three neatly tucked away by Atapong Lilafi Batkul. That cuts it down to 14, but FIBA making three, number 8 for the Kings. Well, they don't look like they're cooling down anytime soon. Leash hesitates, now pulls up for 15. He's struggling early on, but Watkins fighting for the offensive board. Defense coming from FIBA. Final seconds, gotta get something going. And that's gonna be a 24-second violation. Suffocated defense from the New Taipei Kings, making life nearly impossible for High-Tech Basketball Club. Well, Moses Morgan getting ready to sub back in, and they need something in the backcourt because it's been the New Taipei Kings defense that has just dictated the tempo here in the second quarter. Lee Kai-yen also back in the lineup here for the Kings. There's a penetration by Chun. Hesitating for a floater. Johnson battling for offensive rebounds, but Watkins keeping him off. Here's where High-Tech Basketball Club's got to build possession by possession. Leash bumps, kicks out, finds Singletary. Three in the corner, but it's unable to convert. Now FIBA. They have got away with the travel there, but no foul called either. And High-Tech don't have the numbers. Singletary tries to bully his way in. Count it! And he'll go to the free throw line, the former Taipei FIBA Braves player. Well, this is just brute force. Simply unstoppable. Well, Michael Singletary had a very successful college career at Texas Tech. He'll start his pro career in Belgium back in 2011. This is his first trip out to East Asia is when he played for B-League team Osaka Vesa in 2016. He also played in the Philippine Basketball Association for the infamous San Miguel Beermen. But many fans here in Chinese Taipei will remember him when he played for the Taipei FIBA Braves. And, you know, many are wearing those jerseys with his name on the back. Heavy defensive pressure now from High-Tech. Still trailing by 14. New Taipei Kings. Well, they'll go for a 9-3. Three is up. Good night! 9-3 in the first half. New Taipei Kings are on fire. Well, they just cannot miss tonight. And now Watkins, he'll try his luck. Picks, he pops, the bank's not open. Well, again, they remain 50% from the perimeter. Are they gonna go for three, number 10? Potential 2 for 1 here for the new Taipei Kings. Efefra, got it by Watkins. There it is. And, well, almost got it. Well, the confidence is terrifying here with the new Taipei Kings. Singletary goes in, no foul called. Watkins offensive rebound, and he'll go back to the free throw line. Well, this is going to be a way they got to find their way back in this one. They got to find other ways to score. Well, Ryan Watkins coming to the free throw line here for High Tech. Converts the second free throw. Spending very much a bulk of his career playing in Hungary and Europe. Prior to coming out here to play in Thailand. Final shot here in the first half for the Kings. Leaded by 15. Lee Kai-yen, 3 points tonight. Penetrates, kicks out, 3 is up. And that's a good look, but unable to convert. Well, still time left. But both of them fought over it. Well, Su Shuxuan, along with Chris Johnson, wanted to take the final bucket. But in the end, they inadvertently made that very tough. Well, basketball fans, that is the end of the first half where new Taipei Kings debut first game along with High Tech Basketball Club here in Group B. Well, it's fair to say this game has been a 3-point cookout from the Kings. Well, we'll take a look at some of the key stats so far. 9 out of 18 from the perimeter, and also 6 out of 22 for High Tech Basketball Club. But the Kings, right now, they're just too dominant. Well, we're going to leave you with the game's leading scores and then some highlights, but we're going to take a break for just under 15 minutes before we return for the second half. This is BCL Asia East.
2 point. Number 0. Good point. Good point. Good point. Number 0. Good point. Good point. Yes, sir. Number 0. Good one. Good point.
Welcome back, basketball fans. We're live here in New Taipei City in the country of Chinese Taipei for BCL Asia East, the opening game of Group B between our hosts, New Taipei Kings, who lead this one emphatically by 15 points against High Tech Basketball Club of Thailand. Well, it's been a very exciting start to the game so far. The home team at the moment, they have come out like a house on fire, firing on all cylinders from the perimeter. But at the moment, they're led by Jason Washburn, who does have 14, followed up by Chris Johnson, who has 11. But as you can see, this team very much making things happen down the defensive end. Well, they started down by 1 point at the beginning of the second quarter, and that second quarter, they really laid down the throne. The Kings simply just too much to handle. While Singletary currently leading the way for High Tech Basketball Club with 14 points, followed up by Watkins, but they need other players to step in and step up if they're going to be able to compete here. They're only down by 15, but one thing they've got to ensure is keep on dominating the offensive rebounds. More second chance points and get to the free throw line a lot more tonight. They could find themselves back in this one. Well, again, welcome everybody. This is the BCL Asia East, the journey towards the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia, in which we'll have the champions of the Japanese B-League, the champions of the Korean Basketball League, the Philippine Basketball Association, the Chinese Basketball Association, and only 2 teams out of the 8 of 2 groups will make it to the 2025 BCL Asia. Well, the New Taipei Kings, this team has an international fan base, and I know one of their fans is very excited watching this game back in Vancouver, Canada. Caroline Xu, she's a massive New Taipei Kings fan, and that goes to show the international reach of this magnificent basketball team. Well, one thing for sure is this team, they've got to ensure that they maintain the excellence from the perimeter. 14 points of Jason Washburn. FIBA also has 9. But they cannot afford to take the foot off the pedal. The first half is over. They've got to take care of business here at home. Off a High Tech Basketball Club. Well, they do have 6 3-pointers converted so far. And one thing they've been dominant, as mentioned, the offensive rebounding. If they can remain aggressive and find other ways to score, whether that be from second chance points or transition buckets, they've got to ensure that here in the second half. Jakarwan currently with the ball in his hands. High Tech trying to build some momentum early here in the second half. Watkins coming up for a screen, excuse me. Now in the paint. Jump hook goes in, but he's unable to finish. But those are the buckets he's got to convert. Well, Kings want to get off to a very strong start here in the third quarter. They don't want this to be a case of catch-up here with High Tech. Double team comes over. Another open 3. Both teams still looking for their first field goal here in the second half. Singletary, 14 points. Now look for an ISO. As now Watkins fires a 3, but nothing dropping here at the moment. That goes out of bounds. If FIBA does enough, so Kings will get it back. Well, the energy level's not quite there here in the first minute. But High Tech, they're chasing the game. They've got to be able to control some tempo, build some identity here in the second half. Washburn getting a handoff with Hook. Hesitation. Another kick out. FIBA heavily defended. Final seconds. Down low, goes in, unable to finish, and again scoreless. Well, he's made 1 3 tonight, but still just can't get it. Both teams trying to force the issue from the perimeter. No look dive, finds Washington, goes in, throws it down. Big man with a bit of authority. 17-point lead to the new Taipei Kings. Sending a message to the other teams here in Group B of BCL Asia East. Well, Morgan now has an opening. Trying to build something. Watkins' offensive rebound, a foul is going to be called. And again, it's down to the offensive rebounding. Well, the foul is on Washburn.
Kings number 42, Washburn.
Well, they're just finding it tough at the moment here to try and break down the Kings' defense. But, you know, they've got to remain relentless. As Ryan Watkins currently at the free throw line, converts the first one. Well, High Tech haven't missed a free throw this evening. And if that's an area of strength, then, you know, that's where they got to think about getting the ball into the paint and putting the post-interior defense of New Taipei Kings, excuse me, under pressure. Cutting it back down to a 15-point deficit. Washburn now finds a three. He's made a few tonight, but he's unable to convert that one. Singletary coming off one screen. Heavily defended. Tries to pull up off the dribble, but he's unable to convert. That's not a bad offense, but here's where the transition defense has got to be meticulous. Washburn jumper, simply too much to handle. This guy is unstoppable inside the paint. Biggest lead of the game currently for the new Taipei Kings. Singletary struggling with the defense. Well, what suffocated defense. FIBA, he'll pull up a three, but that's a little too short. But nobody from the new Taipei Kings running with him. Singletary pump fakes. Goes in with a shimmy, but again, just not clicking at the moment. Well, here's been the offensive nightmare. There's a kick out. Trying to go baseline, and a foul is going to be called against Janatip Jakarwan. You gotta love the penetration by Su Shishuan. He's played 11 minutes so far, but still scoreless. Kings possession on the sideline. FIBA will inbound this one. Hung Chushan finding FIBA. Penetrates down the middle, reverse left. a beautiful play. And no help side defense from High Tech. Well, they've got to prevent this from getting any bigger. Jakarwan finds another three. This time he gets it to drop. Well, that's only the 7th three-pointer of the game as he cuts it down to 16. But you notice that offense very much different for High Tech. They got a post entry, a kick out, and then a high percentage look. But new Taipei Kings, well, this team continuing to make it rain. And Singletary, he'll fire another one. Well, Chundaba, Shishishima, oh, Bujitao. I don't know how he scored that one. That was tough. And now the three-pointer is just being exchanged back and forth between these two teams. Washburn top of the key. 15 uncontested, unable to make it. Now looking to cut it down from 16. High Tech, they've got to find more ball movement. Jakarwan pump fakes down the middle, gets rejected. Washburn just said, side jam, bye-bye, baby. Well, Jakarwan thinks he's got an opening. Just said Golai, and then Zokai. Get out of here, please. Well, change coming into the game. Both teams Trying to go slightly bigger here as Jesu coming back in. Watkins will take a breather. Chris Johnson also subbing back into the game. High-Tech going for another three. This one's up. They're contesting for offensive rebounds. And that's the area of strength they definitely have possessed this evening, but they just haven't been able to convert offensive rebounds into second chance points. Well, if I told you the rebound count now, here was the rebound stats for tonight. New Taipei Kings have 24 boards, 3 of those offensive. You ready for High-Tech as Jacqueline fires another 3? High-Tech have 32 rebounds, 16 of those have been offensive. Imagine if you convert at least 10 of those. You're back in this one. But again, New Taipei Kings continue to make it rain. Well, he's number 13, and back in 2013 with the Chinese Taipei national team, he defeated Yi Jianlian and Wang Zhizhi and the Chinese national team. Well, Singletary going for the one-legged fadeaway, but that doesn't go. Well, New Taipei Kings lead it by 19. They've yet to lead by 20 or 20 plus tonight. They could do that on this possession. Well, there's Johnson, pump fakes, kicks out, another 3. But it's just effective ball movement from the New Taipei Kings. Every shot's a good look, a high percentage shot. And now Jesu will fire his luck, but that's not gonna go. And finally, New Taipei Kings able to prevent High-Tech from getting an offensive rebound. There's a kick out. And now they're just going through the motions. Fepper unable to get the shot out. 6 here on the shot clock. Well, under pressure, the foul's gonna be called. So 2 free throws coming up here for the New Taipei Kings. Well, just breaking down the defense. High-Tech's basketball, well, excuse me, their defense just scrambling at the moments. And unfortunately having to commit a foul. Foul is on Moses Morgan. So Fepper currently at the free throw line here for the Kings. As now Hung Chi-Sham will go to the bench. He'll take a breather. Well, Michael Lefebvre, dual citizen of both the United States and Nigeria. Started his NCAA career at UC Irvine. Well, the New Taipei King teammates enjoying the occasion. Started his career in the NBA G League back in 2006 with the Idaho Stampede. So he converts both free throws. Goes proud to play for the Kings. Played for the Hsinchu Tourist Lioneers and the Taoyuan Leopards. Goes has experience playing in the Korean Basketball League. Also playing in Lebanon and in France as well. Just a very well-traveled basketball player. 21-point lead to the Kings. High-Tech right now, it's about playing for pride. Under 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Singletary off the dribble from 15. He buries that one. Well, that's a much better look for him. The mid-range. 19 points for Michael Singletary. Well, Johnson's made 2 threes. Can he make a third? But an offensive rebound from the veteran. Johnson in the paint. Spins baseline. Spins middle, goes in. But High-Tech just able to prevent him from scoring. Well, Jesu inside the paint, and this is where this team can be more effective. They've got to get more points inside the key. They've been settling for too many three-pointers. As now Johnson bumps, goes in with a hook. Unable to convert. 17-point deficit. Singletary. Morgan in the corner. 3 is up. 3 is good. And now it's a 14-point deficit. And New Taipei Kings call timeout. High-Tech currently on a 5-0 run. Well, we're going to head down to the Kings bench to hear what Coach Marchin has to say. But his team cannot afford to get complacent with 2:37 to go here in the third quarter. Let's listen and see what we can find out. Well, the Kings are in the building. They're on the floor. They're baseline. They're courtside. They're VIPs. Well, the mood is definitely insanity wherever you go here in New Taipei City. Timeout called by the Kings. Right now, the momentum slightly shifting in favor of High Tech. For a team that's dominated the offensive rebound, and one thing they've got to learn how to convert. Well, there's another turnover. Good defense. Can High Tech further put pressure against the Kings defense? Singletary finds a Jesu. Kicks out, another three. Well, that would have been big, but Lou secures the rebound. And Kings have got to stop turning the ball over. But if FIBA will fire another one. But Jesu preventing Johnson with the offensive board. FIBA down the middle, teardrop, still can't finish. But the Kings are able to go for another chance. As now we're into 2 minutes. Oh, nice little dive. Are you kidding me? Well, two veterans give and go basketball. But that was a sublime primetime dive for Chris Johnson. And an incredible finish by Lu Chungju. Oh, another turnover. Now they have numbers. FIBA. Here we go. Here we go. One. Oh, baby. Chayo New Taipei Kings. Are you kidding me? Wow, Showtime Royal Basketball from the Kings. You knew it was coming. You just knew it was coming. Well, a timeout called by High Tech. Johnson flying. Well, here was the give and go, the movement. Lu Chongju with the finish. And here we go. Ni Jiao Shimamingza. Watch out, Chris Johnson, baby. Flying in the sky. Incredible. Chayo. Well, the timeout desperately called back to an 18-point lead, and it's amazing how the Kings are able to turn the momentum of this game. But High Tech have shown some promise here in the later stages of the third quarter, but consistency is the aim for them. Singletary. Foul is going to be called, and that's going to be foul number 3, team foul number 3 against New Taipei Kings.
Kings number 19, team foul, check.
1:11 to go in the third quarter. Still 10 minutes of basketball to play here in the opening game of Group B in the BCL Asia East. Well, there's another three by Freddie. At least now just calm their nerves down slightly, because that puts it back to 15. And we're right where we began here in the second half. Well, Jesu just comes out, and that's going to be only the third team foul. Well, the one area that they've struggled tonight is defending New Taipei Kings pick and roll basketball, because, Jesu's trying to come out and hedge, but, if you call it too late, that's always going to be a foul. Both teams, only one more foul to give in the last 51 seconds. Well, there's another three in the corner, slightly cooling down. Chungju just had an open look, but that could have been a potential 2 for 1. Singletary goes in. The bank is open, and now it's a 13-point deficit with 4 seconds difference between game and shot clock. So High Tech need one stop. They've got one foul to give. FIBA trying to dribble this one down as close as possible to the shot clock. Full screen scenario with Chris Johnson. FIBA gets his pocket picked. Freddie Leash comes up with it. Leash kicks out. Jislik pump fakes. Finds a Jesu. No foul called. And Leash was wide open. So that is the end of the third quarter. As the new Taipei Kings holding on to a 13-point comfortable cushion against High Tech Basketball Club. Opening game, Group B of the BCL Asia East. Well, we're going to have a look at some of the key stats here from this game. Well, both teams. I mean, the three-point shooting has been terrific tonight, both of them. 30 and 40%. The only difference is new Taipei Kings have been more clinical inside the three-point line. Well, we'll take a look at some of the key highlights momentarily, but also the home crowd definitely enjoying the occasion tonight here in New Taipei City. And if you are new to BCL Asia East Basketball, remember, two groups, Groups A and B, a total of 8 teams in total, 24 games, 5 windows, and then a final 4 to decide which 2 teams will indeed qualify for the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia. Welcome back, everybody, live here in New Taipei City. First game of Group B of the BCL Asia East. Currently, our host, New Taipei Kings, leading by 13 points against High Tech Basketball Club. Well, it will be the home team who had the first possession of the fourth quarter. Maintaining the pressure has been well so far. Johnson now curls the screen. Offensive rebound by Jason Washburn. And again gets his own board. Second time unlucky. And High Tech survived this one. Singletary goes for another one, but the offense is just too quick at the moment. They've got to play a little bit more collectively. They got plenty of time, but down by 13. Well, there's another look from the perimeter. 3 is up, and it's slightly cooling down at the moment here for the Kings. The Kings have converted 11 three-pointers. High Tech have converted 10. Jaisenuk now. Finding Morgan. 6 on the shot clock for High Tech. Morgan pick and pop. He'll fire another one. And it's just not falling. And that's not a bad offense so from High Tech. They got a much better look, a more high percentage look. Singletary just takes to the flesh and goes out of bounds. Kings will retain this one on the sideline. Lu Chungju getting a handoff, now finding Hung Chushan. Remember, both those two players were a part of that 2013 Chinese Taipei national team in the Asia Cup. But a foul has been committed. Chris Johnson going to the free throw line. Foul on Moses Morgan. Well, Morgan's a great defender, but that is always going to be a tough mismatch. Well, Chris Johnson now 39 years young. Definitely a veteran player with a lot of experience. And he's played for some of the top teams, not only in the NBA, but also in European and Asian basketball. Because 2019-20 was playing in Dubai for Shabab Al-Ahli, another team who last season, if you remember, were the host team of the first ever inaugural season of BCL Asia. Prior to coming, the Chinese Taipei was playing in New Zealand. He makes a second free throw. 15 points tonight for him. Already a double-double. Another three for High-Tech. Make that number 11. Well, Jesu showing that he's got more than just a post game at the moment. It's his first three of the night. 12-point deficit. High-Tech hanging in there. This game is not over by any means. Kings will inbound this one sideline. Hung Chushan, number 24, the veteran, gets it inbound. Now hesitates. Finds Washburn, jump ball. Simple basketball exhibited by the Kings. And when this team moves the ball effectively, the shot selection becomes a much higher percentage. Jesu unable to catch this one. He's able to recover. Now Singletary. Final seconds. Jesu on the lob, that's much better, but he misses. And Johnson pushes one ahead. But then Chin Pang in the corner, unable to convert the three. Well, they only lead by 14. Jason on the perimeter, he's made one through tonight, and he makes another one. Cutting it down to an 11-point deficit. High-Tech, they ain't going nowhere anytime soon. That's their 12th three of the night. 33% for the perimeter. And now Washburn, he's made a few tonight. Johnson unable to secure the offensive board. Well, High-Tech can cut it down to single digits, but they're gonna have to build something big as Morgan goes for another one. 13 three-pointers. Wow. The Kings of Thai basketball right now forcing the Kings of Chinese Taipei to call timeout. We have a game on our hands. They trail by as many as 19, and now it's only an 8-point deficit. 13 out of 37 from the perimeter. Here was Jaisnuk of the Thai national team. And then shortly after this, Moses Morgan burying the 13th three of the game for High-Tech Basketball Club. Count it. Well, there you see the jersey of Singletary when he played for the Taipei Fubon Braves. And just a big-time fan favorite here in Chinese Taipei. And we have just under 7 minutes to go. This Group B could be more competitive than we imagined. Well, this team just so determined, so relentless. They've hung in there. It was New Taipei Kings, excuse me, that almost had 10 three-pointers at the end of the first half. They have 11 tonight, still a very good percentage. But High-Tech, well, they've overtaken them with 13 three-point field goals. Well, the Kings, as their motto says, defend the crown. New Taipei City is the Crown City, excuse me. And the High-Tech fans making the journey from, of course, from Thailand. Chushan almost turns it over, but they're able to recover. FIBA now coming off one screen. Clutched in the end, the bank is open, and that restores a little bit of calm for the New Taipei Kings. Well, that puts them back up by 10 points. Kings haven't committed a foul here in the fourth quarter. High-Tech relying on the perimeter shooting. Morgan finds Singletary. Singletary nowhere to go. They've got to shoot this one. But Jesu goes in, gets rejected. Washburn with the denial. And now the Kings, FIBA, coast to coast. But he's unable to convert the and one. But yet again, he'll go to the free throw line. It's a very tough play to defend. 15 points this evening. Chris does have 4 rebounds.
Kings number 8麦克伯中下罚球2次。
Well, FIBA currently at the free throw line. Converts the first one. Well, he now becomes the leading scorer for the new Taipei Kings, but potentially with FIBA, Chris Johnson, and Jason Washburn, all three players potentially could finish with a double-double tonight. Converts them both. Now we're in the 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. High-Tech getting ready to make a change. Jason getting ready to come back in for Moses Morgan. Well, they've come a long way here in the second half. As the fire finally burned out for High-Tech. Singletary, defended by Chun. Now goes to mid-range. That's not going to go. Watkins unable to secure a rebound. Now FIBA. Kings in no need to rush anything. But FIBA now trying to split the defense. In the corner, 5 seconds left. Washburn, 3, takes it. Almost got it. But Ajesu's able to secure possession. Here's where High-Tech have got to make things count in transition. They've got to be clinical. Last 5 minutes coming up. Jaisnik, 3, contact. But again, High-Tech battle for offensive boards. Every offensive rebound just gives them and provides them another opportunity. Ajesu's made 1 3. But it just won't go in. Watkins, another offensive board. Another 3 goes up. Finally, number 14 from the perimeter. And it's the former Taipei Fubon Braves player. And it's back to single digits. New Taipei Kings trying to hold on with just over 4.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Leading by 9. And FIBA, cool as you like, around the defense. And with a 15-foot floater. And that is demoralizing to High-Tech's defense. Well, Watkins committing quite an aggressive foul against FIBA, but Michael FIBA showing true professionalism, not getting too animated or reacting to that. Let's have a look at the replay. I don't think it's as bad as it originally was. I mean, look, it's coming together, but it's great defense by Michael FIBA. Well, there's another move by FIBA. Goes in, trying to dissect the entire High-Tech basketball defense. And now Singletary gets his pocket pick, turns it over. 4 minutes left. Kings in control. Washburn, bit of contact, gets his own rebound. And another trip to the free throw line. Well, that is the 4th and final team foul against High-Tech, but it was in the process of shooting.
Number 17, Singletary. Personal foul.
Well, it's on Singletary. So Jason Washburn at the free throw line. Well, dual citizen of both the United States home and also of Bulgaria. Went to the University of Utah. He'll spend a bit of time playing in the Japanese B-League with the likes of Yokohama B Corsairs, Ruku Golden Kings, Niigata Albirex. Wilson spent 2 wonderful seasons playing for the Taiyuan Payan Pilots, the other team of Chinese Taipei in Group A. Oh, baseline shot, nothing dropping. 13-point lead to the Kings. Looking to close this opening game out. Home wide open. Rebound. Well, even with 3:30 left, up by 13. We don't need to rush any offense. There's now Morgan. Bit of contact. Hey, goes in. As Watkins offensive board. Still can't finish. Gets his own rebound. Still can't get it. And now Washburn. Numbers for New Taipei Kings. But now they'll slow things down. And this is probably the right choice. Because as we've seen with the sporadic three-point shooting of High Tech. But now Chen will try another one. And that is just way off the mark. Hey, you got to remember, these two teams will meet again. They will meet in another window, so points difference matters. See for High Tech, exactly. Three-point at number 15 for High Tech. You've got to keep playing and minimize the deficit because every possession matters. Points difference could be crucial. The top two teams in each group will qualify for the Final Four here at BCL Asia East. And then it will be two teams that will go on to play against the champions of the Korean Basketball League, the Japanese B League, the Philippine PBA, and the Chinese CBA. Well, Singletary goes for another one. Jyslick just comes up with it. He'll try another one. Yeah, you can see the fatigue probably settling in. Well, both teams probably just want to get this game over and done with, but again, as I mentioned, High Tech, you've got to keep trying to minimize the deficit. Because if they can get into single digits, they can probably try to compete for a head-to-head. Efebra, one-legged fadeaway, and Washburn goes in with a tip-in. And that is one and Chayo Shesheni Bukachi. Well, Gunga, big brother's in the house. He's been terrific tonight. 22 points, 10 rebounds, double-double for Jason Washburn. Timeout called by High Tech Basketball Club. Well, welcome back, everybody. Opening game of BCL Asia East for Group B. We're currently New Taipei Kings of the Chinese Taipei TPBL. Currently lead by 12 points against the #1 team in Thailand, High Tech Basketball Club. Well, if you're new to BCL Asia East, 2 groups, 8 teams, 24 games, 5 windows, and then a Final Four to decide which 2 teams will make it to the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia. 150 to go. High Tech Basketball Club trying to finish this game on a high note. For them, they've got to get it to single digits. Well, Watkins in the paint. Much better, gets the one, so he'll go to the free throw line. And a chance to cut it down to a 9-point deficit.
Kings number 3, and Basketball number 10. I take 2 shots.
Well, Watkins can't cut it down to 9 points. And he converts the 3-point play. You got to remember, this is BCL Asia East. And even so, this is the pathway, the journey. All roads will land in the middle of June, where it becomes a competition for a League of Champions. And that is going to be an offensive foul against Michael Efebra. And that's good defense by Moses Morgan. Well, watch how he just lures him in. Oh, that's a good call. I got to agree with that one. Well, 9-point deficit. High Tech could probably get 2 good possessions left. Maybe 3 if they go quickly. There's a kick out. Jysnick fires another 3. I don't know why they don't try to go in the paint, but Efebra just towers for the rebound. Lefebvre now. Got it again by Morgan. Looking for an ISO. Penetrates. Little teardrop. Can't get it. Gets his own rebound. And this guy just wants it a little bit more than everybody else. Well, it looks like a timeout's going to be called by High Tech Basketball Club as they had it down to single digits. Now with 45.9. I imagine this timeout is being called so they can get a quick 2 for 1. The lower they can cut the deficit down, the more likely they're able to win a potential head-to-head when these two teams meet again here in BCL Asia East. Well, here was the one by Watkins. And when he converted that three-point play, it cut it down to a 9-point deficit. But they're going to need to be very clinical. But here was Lefebvre. The teardrop gets his own rebound. And right there, no attempt whatsoever to contest that play. Well, final 45.9. Now, what I imagine is going to happen here, High Tech are going to go very quickly. New Taipei Kings do have 2 fouls to give. And by going quickly in this offense, it gives them enough time between the shot clock and the game clock to get one final stop in which would enable them to get one final good offense. Down by 11. They'll most likely lose this game, but it's about losing by as minimal points as possible to give themselves a chance for the head-to-head. Jaisluk, 3, got it! Well, there you go, cuts it down to 8. And now with 14 seconds difference, they can get one final play. Well, Lee under pressure. Now penetrates. No foul called. And here we go, the 2 for 1. But they turn it right back over. And that is disappointing for High Tech. And I don't know why they commit the foul, because now you just send him to the free throw line. And this potentially makes the margin bigger. Well, if anything, the best you could do is lose by 8. If you lose by 10, that makes the margin bigger to try and come back from. Well, change coming into the game. As now Anasewi Ramanadog checking into the game for these final 15.3 seconds. Also, Su Pei Kai coming into the game for the New Taipei Kings. And Big Baby's back in the game. Well, Big Baby had some big moments in the first quarter, got into a bit of foul trouble. Well, if you're wondering who I'm talking about, that is Wang Po-Chu, Big Baby. I saw him working out pregame. Let me tell you, this man has got a hard work ethic, I can tell you that. Well, the first free throw missed by Michael Lefebvre. Second one good. Now 15.3. High Tech can get one final play. Maybe cut it down to 7, maybe 6. Well, they turn it over, and that might just do it. New Taipei Kings are going to win their opening game of the BCL Asia East as they win 89-80 against High Tech Basketball Club. Well, a terrific performance tonight from the New Taipei Kings. The three-point shooting was good from High Tech Basketball Club, but it just wasn't enough. As New Taipei Kings showing their dominance. Defend the crown, crown the city. This is the home of the New Taipei Kings. Well, we are going to get a post-game interview with the game's player of the game. And there's no argument that that player is going to be Jason Washburn, finishing with a double-double. 24 points, 11 rebounds. Well, I'm going to go meet with him courtside in just a minute as we'll get his words. Stay with us here on the live stream.
Coach, terrific win for your team tonight. What was the experience like for you in the opening game of BCL Asia East?
Yeah, I think it was exciting for us, especially because we don't have our normal roster. Being able to play with the young guys, get them a little bit more experience, see if they can take a step up for us. I think that was the big thing for us to see what we had today.
I mean, talk about the opponent. Rebounding, they were very tough. How did you guys able to adapt your game to try and win this game?
Yeah, that's been one of the keys for us this year is being able to finish possessions. Obviously, we play a lot of small ball, so having some small guys they have to battle. But I think our guys continue to fight, continue to run. That's where we have an advantage of being able to get up and down the court.
Now, you've got a team mix of experience, some guys in their prime youth. How do you find the blend of this chemistry?
I think our team's just done a really good job this year. We have a lot of high character guys that like to work. So, you know, they like to joke around. They really like to pass the ball and just help each other out. So I think being able to feed off each other, learn how to play off each other has been a really big key for us.
Coach, thank you very much and all the best going forward. Thank you. Jason Washburn, unbelievable performance, 24 points, 11 rebounds. You know, how much do you owe it to your teammates for this win tonight?
I mean, I got to give a lot of credit to my team. They played an away game last night in our local league. They had to get back on the train. They didn't get back till 11 o'clock, and they had to show up here. No scout, no nothing. And, you know, we don't have Jeremy or Joe Lynn, and we're down in normal import. So we had to really adjust our game, and my team deserves a lot of credit for putting up the performance tonight.
And how did you feel about the competition in the opening game here at BCL Asia East?
No, like it was great to experience. Like, honestly, it's just great to see another team. You know, you play the same teams over and over again in your local league. But at the same time, it's good to compare our Taiwan to other leagues around the world. You know, that's what this competition is about. And I'm happy for our locals who get to show that. You know, it's a big time for them, and we're really taking this seriously.
It's the Basketball Champions League Asia. June, champions of Japan, China, Korea. How much do you want New Taipei Kings to make it to the BCL Asia?
I think it'd be huge for us. I think it'd be huge for Taiwan. All right, I think it'd be huge for our guys. It put a lot of exposure onto Taiwan. All right, put a lot of emphasis on how good basketball can be here. So we really want to pull this together.
Thank you so much, and all the best to you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Well, there you heard it. The coach and player of the game for New Taipei Kings, Jason Washburn, finishing with a very impressive 24 points, 11 rebounds, and they open their BCL Asia campaign with a W. Well, there you can see the schedule for the remaining games. So basketball fans, remain with us live here on the live YouTube stream as we're going to get the post-game press conferences with both New Taipei Kings and High Tech Basketball Club. Stay with us as more to come.
Welcome everybody to the post-game press conference of BCL Asia East. Currently now with head coach of High Tech Basketball Club and player Michael Singletary. We'll get an opening statement from both player and coach, and then we'll have time for questions from the press. Coach, good game overall tonight. Very good three-point shooting from your team. Just an opening statement on how you feel your team performed.
Yeah, our team is play really well today. That's what we want to do in the court. So we prepare to do the game plan. We all do the defensive, and yeah, but we're not good enough today. So lost is lost. Okay.
Thank you, Coach. Mike, you can see the fans are very happy to see you return here to Chinese Taipei. You were a big fan favorite at Taipei FIBA Braves. How do you feel your performance with your team tonight was?
It was okay. Honestly, I'm just happy to be back. I'm just happy to be on the court and be able to play a game that I love. So, for me, like, I had no real expectations of myself going into this game on what I would play like and whatever. I have high standards for myself, no matter if I haven't played in a year or not. But I'm glad of the way our team fought. I'm glad of the way that we came in here against a really, really good team and battled. And we can only continue to improve, and we'll improve as a team, and I'll improve as we go forward. And yeah, but it was great to be back.
Coach, after a very long career as a player, how was your experience now moving from player into coach?
It's a tough as a head coach. It's a tough as a player to be as a head coach, but we're gonna do getting better. So we're gonna do the homework. Today we lost today, so we're gonna keep moving to do our job to good.
Thank you, Coach. I'd like to open up for questions from the press for anybody.
This is a question to the Mike and also the coach. Which players from the Taipei Kings impressed you the most for this game?
I mean, I know them all so well, so for me, it's not really impressive to see what they do. They're really good. They're a really good team. Really, Ryan's got them really well coached. Even without Jeremy and Joe and Kenny and those guys, JJ and they got Bond and all those guys, Venti, all those guys step up and they're just ready when their time is called. So that's just a really good coach team. So for me, I'm not impressed by what they do. I think they're a good team, and they're a good team for a reason.
Yeah. But here in Taipei is high standard more than in Bangkok, obviously. So we're gonna get the standard to set the bar to the same high standard with them. Okay, we're gonna keep moving, keep preparing. Okay.
Just a question for Mike. I saw you at TRC after the game. Can you share what makes you more?
Sorry, let me. It's been a long time since I've been able to do that. So for me, I'm just grateful to be able to be out there. Regardless of how many points I scored, regardless of, whatever it was that was out there, I was just happy to be out there. And so that's what you saw. That's what makes me emotional is this past year has been a really hard year for me. To be able to come out here, and play the way that, that we played as a team and the way that I played, I'm extremely grateful and blessed for it. And I'm just thankful to be out there.
Any more questions? Coach Mike, thank you so much. All the best to you in BCL Asia East.
2 points.
Post-game press conference here, BCL Asia East, now with head coach of New Taipei Kings, Chris Martian, and Jason Washburn. Coach, first of all, how important was it for you to pick up your first victory here at home in BCL Asia East?
It was nice. It was nice. We didn't know, really what we were going to get into with some of these other teams. Some of these other teams don't have a lot of film on them. So I think for that part of it, plus our guys, not knowing what we'd have with some of our young guys and different imports playing, there are a lot of unknowns, but I think we played really hard across the board. Just generally very happy with the win.
昨天就是因为我们这场很好的一场胜利，因为很多的球队其实 BC 很多参赛球队，我们其实很多都可能也找不到他们的影片，所以我们很多未知数，包含我们有更多的年轻球员在上场比赛，然后也有不同的搭配不同的洋将，所以其实很多都是充满未知数。但是我们在这些地方大家都做得非常好的打人兵，也是一起拿下这场比赛的胜利。
A question for Jason. Jason, you guys have had your experience in continental basketball already. Now you're here in BCL Asia East. The goal is to get to the Basketball Champions Asia. I mean, how much of a confidence boost have you taken from previous experience coming into BCL Asia East?
I mean, me personally, I've played, in a lot of countries all around Asia. I've seen the talent levels. I have a lot of experience having to play against teams on the fly. So, for me, it's just a matter of always being locked in mentally. And I think Coach does a good job of having us all ready on that level. And we got a really experienced team. I was joking on the bench at one point. We had 3 39-year-olds and a 40-year-old on the court. So, we got a lot of guys who have played a lot of basketball, who know how to do this, and who want Taiwan to elevate the game and be seen on the world stage. So we're excited for the opportunity.
Wash 在整个亚洲其实有打过在不同的国家都打过很多的球，所以他其实也蛮熟悉亚洲这块领域。那他也很懂得如何就是在比赛中去做更多的调整。那他也提到就是说就是因为教练也为了整个球队做出很多的很好的安排，尤其是在打这种比赛，心态上的准备是最重要的一件事情。那教练也让大家的心态都提升到这个等级。然后他在板凳席上有时候他会觉得就是也是在跟那个教练开玩笑，就是有时候我们有个阵容有3个39岁，一个40岁的，好。所以，可是主要的重点是因为我们有很多很有经验的球员，其实他们都打了很多年的篮球，他们都知道要怎么样在场上找到正确的打球的方式，然后这也是我们的一项优势。好，所以他就是一样，就是为了这点做准备，就是为了除了教练团之外，也是他自己也很熟悉，然后也是对整个球队的胜利，然后觉得非常开心。
Coach, I think we've seen from the support so far from Taiyuan Pilots and, of course, now tonight from New Taipei Kings just how great the fans are here. How important will these fans be for you in this window at home?
Yeah, it's really nice to be able to have the fans behind our back when we get a chance. We've had some long stretches this year where we've gone 2-3 months without a home game. So anytime you have the fans behind your back, especially when we need a little bump, it's really nice. So nice being able to have these 3 games, especially these first BCL games here with the fans behind our back cheering for us.
我觉得有球迷在背后的那个支持，对我们来说是非常重要的一件事，尤其是第一场 BCL 的比赛，我们就可以在主场有很多的球迷在背后为我们欢呼。那在我们这正式的TPL 的赛季里面，其实都有2-3个月的时间，我们都没有主场比赛，所以在开始 BCL 第一场比赛就可以有这么多的观众去支持我们，更多的球迷支持我们，这件事非常开心的一件事情。
I'd like to open up the press for any questions for a coach and player. Any questions?
It's all right if you don't. See you Tuesday.
Coach, thank you so much and all the best you go forward.